White Christmas is a celebration of the romance, friendship, and magic of the holidays. Make your plans today to see White Christmas. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Weather can shift quickly and sometimes become dangerous. Listen for the latest weather forecast and the latest reports from the Weather Spotter Network, brought to you by Ottertail Power Company. Tune in for up-to-the-minute weather conditions or access the Weather Spotter page at kbrfradio.com. For power outage information, visit otpco.com. That's otpco.com. The Weather Spotter Network, brought to you by Ottertail Power Company.
Ready for your brand to make waves in our community? We believe marketing has the power to build meaningful connections, leading to measurable growth. And we're determined to be your partner in cutting through the noise. We are Leighton Media. And when it comes to your brand, our promise is to utilize every available option to amplify your business. Ready to make an impact? Connect with Leighton Media today. Our team is ready to work for you. Leighton Media, your success starts here.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
There we go. Everything's working today, Mary. Good. Well, it feels like a Friday.
Already?
I was so disappointed. I'm on my way into work today, and I'm just like, oh, it's Friday. And it's like, no, it's
oh my gosh,
Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday. Okay.
That's
I typically will
been.
do that like a day. Like I might think it's Wednesday today, but I never jump ahead 2 days, 3 days.
It's been a week.
Okay.
It's just been.
And it's only Tuesday morning.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Yeah, well, I don't know what.
Some days you just kind of wish.
Well, there are some days. And for me, there are some nights. I had another one of those nights where I just could not turn off this brain of mine. And if you could see what is going on in my head,
we'd be scared
in the middle of the night. It's like a ping pong ball, because then I'm thinking about this, and then that reminds me, then I got to do this. Totally unrelated, but it's like this ping pong ball jumping around in my head.
It's like a weird game of Pong.
Oh gosh, and it's awful. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try to read. I'm going to try to take deep breaths. I'm going to try to relax. And I just was plain old up all night. And if I wouldn't, in our tiny little cabin, if I didn't wake everybody up, I guess just John and I, the two of us, but if I didn't wake him up, I would have been up, I don't know, cleaning or organizing, maybe putting some of my summer things away.
Could have sat at the edge of your dock.
I could have sat, yeah, except it's so dark I'd be scared out there. And it was cold. We tried to sit out on the patio last night, just in the evening, about 7 o'clock. And finally, so I added a layer, and then I added another jacket, and I added these. They're kind of like a clog in terms of their style. You just slip in a mule,
Crocs?
if you will. They're not Crocs, but they're actually boiled wool on the top, so they're warm.
Wow.
And oh my gosh, did they feel good yesterday. And then I kept adding jackets, and finally I looked at John, I said, I think we just have to go in. Because he was willing to sit there because he knows I love to be outside, and it was so beautiful by the lake, but it was cold. So eventually we had to make our way in. I mean, I only had room for so many layers, and it was cold. And anyway, but we're going to have some very, very nice fall-like temperatures and sunny skies. Looks like right through the rest of the week, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like this might be your week to see the fall colors, because after, if there's any freezing and a wind comes or the rain comes, that's when the leaves go.
Yep.
So, take advantage. I would say, in fact, I talked to somebody on Sunday, and he said, I think I want to take my mom for a fall leaf color drive soon. I said, you know what? I'd go now. Because you never know when the wind and the rain are going to come, and then they go away fast. And it really is getting quite pretty out there up north.
One thing I do miss from back when I used to live at the lake is those like little midnight, I'm bored, I'm just going to walk down to the lake, and I've got a bit of a walk to get down. Our cabin is offset far enough back that if we wanted to build another bigger cabin, we could
Oh,
still
you'd have
do that.
room for one? Oh, my.
Well, it's a pretty large property. And
Yeah.
so I just walking down there and then just sitting on the end of the dock and just enjoying the night.
Yeah.
And then the mosquitoes come in and you got to leave.
Right, right. Well, I like to do, if it's, but, middle of the night, I'm not going to go out on the dock by myself. It's kind of spooky.
Oh, I didn't
I'm
have
kind
any
of a
issues with that.
chicken. Yeah, well, that's the difference between men and women, I guess. And nobody loves sitting on the dock like I do. In fact, John was talking about we have somebody come out and take our dock out and take our lift out and stuff, and it's one of our neighbors, and we just kind of feel like, oh boy, up and down those rocks, is it really worth it at our age to be dinging around with stuff like that when this guy can come over and he does it in one fell swoop and he's in and out of there in half an hour, So anyway, he started talking about pulling the dock, and I'm like, okay.
Have you already pulled the pontoon?
Those are fighting words. Yeah, the boat came out this week, last week. And much against my wishes, maybe. But like I told you, I have learned not to fight that. When he says it's time, I just say, okay. And usually he's right. And,
But this year he's wrong.
well, we did it last week because we had a volleyball or football game every night last week.
Oh, yeah.
And so we knew that there wasn't going to be any there weren't evenings for us to take the boat out. And then the weekend ended up being so windy, would have never, ever gotten out. So I feel like I really didn't miss much. I think Thursday night would have been a nice night. But again, I didn't get home till later. And by the time you can put the pontoon down, it's practically dark when you back out, because it's dark like 7:15 now.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm getting over that, but wow, I'm just not ready for the dock to come up on the lawn yet. So that I might put up just a little bit of a fight on that, because I really do love to sit on the dock.
Well, see if they can just take, I suppose it'd be a pain in the butt to go twice. So say take the lift out now and then take
That's what I'm going to ask for. And it's not too much of a pain in the butt because this guy comes and he's the son-in-law of my neighbor right across the street. So they're around a lot.
Okay.
And if all I have to do is plead with him and say, just don't take the dock. So, you know me, it's hard to say goodbye to the lake, but...
yeah, for us, I've got this steel little axle and then two little wheels on the side. Put it on there, hook up the Jeep to that, and just pull it out.
Out you go. Okay.
And so it's super easy for us.
Yeah. It's just going up those rocks with those big, with the lift. That's kind of hard. But anyway, getting to the bee, it is the season, and I got to keep it till the first week in October. So I feel pretty good about that. And we did one of the last beautiful, beautiful days. I was in my swimsuit. So it was not this last Saturday, but a week ago. We spent about 7 hours out on the water and just went around the whole lake, went under 108, did the South Lake Lida, which of course goes into Maplewood State Park. Last weekend they had the Color Fall Leaf Weekend, I think they call it, at over in Maplewood. So I hope that was successful. I know Sunday was a terrible day because it was so windy.
Yeah.
And it got so cold. So hopefully a lot of people got out on Saturday to enjoy that.
Yeah, my dad, he's over at Pioneer right now, and I was talking to him, and he's like, so you put the Cougar to bed yet? And I'm like, no, that's my convertible.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's still in Fergus. He goes, I don't know how many opportunities you're going to have to drive that thing anymore. I'm like, I know, I'm hoping for at least one more nice
I know.
day.
I saw you coming down the hill one day, and I thought, oh, Dave loves that car.
Yeah.
That's a great car.
But yeah, I gotta lock that thing up and
All right.
put that thing to bed for the winter.
Yeah, for sure. Well, a lot of things going on in the news today. Kind of, the same things over and over. However, today is the day on the calendar that marks 2 years since Hamas first attacked Israel. And this is an interesting article that I found on Fox News Digital. And typically, anyone from Hollywood is usually on the wrong side of things, I feel like, the ridiculous side of things. But Emmy Award-winning actress and pro-Israel advocate Patricia Heaton And if you looked up her name, you'd say, oh, yeah, she's been in a million movies, and she's a great actress. Anyway, she warned Americans that if they don't speak out against rising anti-Semitism and anti-West propaganda following October 7th of 2023, Hamas terror attacks in Israel, she said the United States, she believes, could face another 9/11. What do you think about that?
Yeah, if you embolden the terrorists.
Yeah, absolutely. Heaton, along with End Jewish Hatred and the Lawfare Project founder Brooke Goldstein, spoke to Fox News Digital ahead of the 2-year anniversary, which of course is today, and warned that Americans are not paying enough attention to the threat posed by anti-Semitism and racial Islam, not only to Jewish people, but to all Americans. It's hard to believe, but we're going to see a 9/11 again in this country if people don't wake up, take a stand, and make their voices heard, Heaton told Fox News Digital. Goldstein, who recently invited Heaton to speak about defending the Jewish people during a Lawfare Project seminar, said Americans have lost sight of the threat that radical Islamists pose, but believes they are beginning to recognize it again. So it takes 2 years to recognize that.
Ridiculous.
So that deal, speaking of, still looks like there might be a deal. But they can't, Hamas has to lay down their weapons, and they have to agree not to be running the show in Gaza. It's not
Well,
their...
plus they got to give back those hostages. The ones that are still alive have been in captivity for 2 years.
Oh my gosh, isn't that awful? And yeah, there was a story here, and of course now they keep updating this, and it got buried somewhere. But hopefully that, that is able to go forward, and that conflict can end.
Yeah.
But again, we are working with a terrorist group here.
Yep.
So how much do we believe? Yes, sign on the dotted line, and promise that you're gonna be good now. You're not gonna be terrorists anymore.
Please behave.
Yeah, and what is the deal that? So we get the hostages that they took, but in return we have to give them all the bad guys, all the prisoners.
Yep.
So that doesn't seem like a fair trade to me somehow.
No, it doesn't.
And then what happens? You let all the bad guys out and back into Gaza, and here we go again.
Yep.
I don't know what good all of that is going to do, but anyway. All right, well, if Amazon dropped this package on your porch, what would you say? Authorities in Maine are investigating after a resident claimed that her Amazon order arrived containing hundreds of unmarked absentee ballots last week.
Whoa.
Whoops. The ballots sent out ahead of November's election were reported missing by the town of Ellsworth, Maine, on the same day that the woman said she found the ballots on her doorstep. Maine's Secretary of State, Shenna Bellows, said that state law enforcement and the FBI are investigating the incident. This year, it seems that there may have been attempts to interrupt the distribution of ballots and ballot materials, Bellows said at a press conference. I have full confidence that law enforcement will determine who is responsible, and any bad actor will be held accountable.
And the city of Minneapolis is taking notes. So how do you
you
reroute those ballots to somebody who would be friendly?
That's how you do it. Amazon will deliver to anybody you want to vote for you. Anyway, what it means is that Mainers need to turn out in force, those people from Maine, they mean, and every single person that supports voter ID and securing our elections needs to get out and vote between now and November 4th. I just don't know why why we don't have to
Voter
show our
ID.
ID. Voter ID should be mandatory across the country.
Yep.
You can't vote if you can't produce an ID.
Yep.
End. Period. Stop. It seems so simple to me, but wow, is that a big deal? And Jimmy Kimmel, we talked about him, and of course, what was he gone for? 3-4 nights on his show?
Not much.
And then he returned, and everyone's saying, oh my goodness, it blew up the TV and the internet
For like
all
2
over the
days.
place for 2 days. Now, he has shed about 85% of key viewers since his hyped comeback.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah.
wants to watch it.
Disney briefly suspended ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live last month, you might remember, after the host's remarks about the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk sparked widespread backlash. Once Disney reversed course, the liberal comedian drew a massive audience for his much-hyped return on September 23rd. On Thursday, October 2nd, Jimmy Kimmel Live averaged 1.9 million viewers, shedding about 71% of the audience that tuned in for that first night back. And now it's up to about 85% of the 1.7 million who tuned in September 23rd. And now it just keeps going down, down, down. So, yeah, and it also trailed Fox News Gutfield across the board on Thursday. So
Gutfield is like the #1 in late night.
he is, and boy, that makes those people mad on the other side for sure. Anyway, so those are the stories that we're hearing a lot about. And also, the CDC has removed its universal COVID-19 vaccine recommendation, instead advising vaccination based on personal choice.
Hallelujah.
Wow, hallelujah. We've been waiting for 5 years for that. Acting CDC Director and HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill approved the change, saying informed consent is back. Wow, there's a little common sense. The updated schedule also advises giving toddlers separate measles, mumps, and rubella and chickenpox shots instead of the combined, which I absolutely support. Sometimes when a child gets all of those vaccinations and they have some kind of reaction,
You don't know what
how do you know which one they have the reaction to and what not to give them next time?
Yep.
So, anyway, all of that. And we will take a short break, have some market information for you, and we will be back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
The 4 letters that define winning. N, D, S, U.
Fires end zone, touchdown!
The 18th time national champs play here.
The dynasty has come back!
Join us this Saturday as the Bison battle the Southern Illinois Salukis in a Missouri Valley showdown. Our coverage begins at 1:30 on your home for Bison football. The Pioneer Seeds Bison Sports Network from Learfield.
How far would you drive for a great deal?
47.
61.
44.
I drove 89 miles. Customers go many extra miles for their quality Toyota. Sienna, Camry, Avalon all come standard with the quality Toyota no haggle, no hassle price guarantee. View the bottom line price online before you drive, because that's the price you'll pay. Quality Toyota. What's your number? West Lincoln Avenue in Fergus Falls or at qualitytoyota.net. Let's go places.
Local farmers. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company in Fergus Falls currently has open slots and accepting animals. They take the hassle out of processing and butchering your livestock. From custom cuts to expert butchering, they handle it all with care and precision. Serving Fergus Falls of the Lakes area, they're proud to support local farmers like you. Call or visit Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company today to schedule your meat processing. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition on Highway 210 East.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
With its increased efficiency and lower fuel costs, ag producers know that propane is better for their bottom line. And now, participating in the Propane Farm Research Program can impact your bottom line. Share your propane equipment performance data and you can receive compensation like up to $5,000 towards towable generators and generators for backup power and up to $2,000 for propane building heat systems. To take advantage of all the ways propane is better for your bottom line, start your application today at propane.com/PFRP.
Get the latest in ag information and market updates with the Red River Farm Network. Monday through Friday, News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets trading a bit mixed here to start out the day. Soybeans up 2 to 4 cents, though. Corn Belt marketing market analyst Sam Hudson says the grains, the lack of reports due to the government shutdown may be limiting trade activity in the grains.
We still know, demand on corn is pretty good, and we have an idea of where the trade stands looking at the trade guesses going into it, steady to lower yields. But obviously a big question mark on what soybean export demand will look like at the end of the season. So that's probably the biggest point to debate on the balance sheets anyways. In the meantime, see a really quick harvest pace. And so amidst that, futures may have a tough time, getting too far from par. And that par may be some of these major moving averages. Around 4 1/4 is the 100-day moving average in December corn. The 10-30 area, 100 and 200-day moving averages for November beans. And from there, you may have cash markets kind of lead the way.
Cattle markets trading sideways while hog contracts are up a buck lower, rather, to start the day.
We've really been chasing this beef market higher, and I think that's probably the real issue is the weakness that we've seen recently in beef prices. There's probably only a negative aspect aside from the idea that we could finally open the border or potentially bring some beef imports back from Brazil. So I think those are all things playing into the day-to-day. When you look at the lean hog index on its own, we've seen kind of a gradually lower market there. So if that's going to be the barometer, I think you're going to have futures, find more of a trading range here for now until we see what some of this policy looks like.
That's Corn Belt marketing market analyst Sam Hudson. Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Introducing Pioneer 100 Series, the highest yielding Pioneer canola hybrids ever. Built on 100 years of seed innovation and reimagined for today's canola growers. This is canola upgraded. Pioneer 100 Series hybrids P1540L and P1530G are both available from your local Pioneer representative for 2026 seeding. Contact your Pioneer rep to order today.
North Dakota Farmers Union.
Join North Dakota Farmers Union in celebrating the International Year of Cooperatives, and October is Co-op Month. Co-ops are unique member-owned businesses woven into the fabric of North Dakota. From farmer-owned cooperatives to rural electrics to credit unions and more, cooperatives provide vital services and products to people everywhere. Co-op Month is a great time to stop by your local co-op and say thank you for making our communities a better place to live.
North Dakota Farmers Union.
From the fairgrounds to the classroom, 4-H members are proving they're not just ready for the future, they're beyond ready. This is National 4-H Week, recognizing the hands-on learning and leadership skills gained through the 4-H program. The Red River Farm Network joins with Ag Country Farm Credit Services, Associated Milk Producers Incorporated and its Dinnerville Creamery, and the Minnesota Farm Bureau Federation, all in a salute to 4-H members, alumni, and supporters during this National 4-H Week.
The Red River
Farm Network is your go-to source for farm news, markets, and weather. Trust Don Wick, Tyler Donaldson, Jamie Dickerman, and Drew Lerner, delivering the information that impacts your bottom line. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
30 years of reporting agriculture's business. Red River Farm Network.
Checking quotes, December Minneapolis is a penny lower to 555.5. Chicago December wheat's 1 1/4 lower to 511.5. KC December hard red winter wheat's 3/4 cent down to 494 3/4. December corn 1/4 cent higher at 422 1/4. November soybeans 4.5 higher, 1022.5. In Winnipeg, November canola is up $2.70 per metric ton to $610.20 Canadian. October live cattle are up 52 cents, $232.40. October feeders are up 20 cents, $362.60. October hogs are down 52 cents, $97.80. You're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox. Right away, hear National Republican strategist Cassie Smedley on the latest with the government shutdown after Monday night's Senate vote. Then who was that idiot caught texting on troop deployments to Portland? At 10:06, hear what wine of the week Jeff has picked out on the Westside Liquor Wine Line. Then hear fellow Ox listeners' wines of the week. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the Ox say?
Let's talk LDL. AKA bad cholesterol. The higher your LDL cholesterol, the higher your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Your health matters. Know your number. Talk to your doctor and get your cholesterol checked. And learn how to help lower your LDL bad cholesterol. Because your health is in your hands. Find out more at heart.org/LDL.
The 4 letters that define winning. N-D-S-U.
Fires end zone, touchdown!
The 18th time national champs play here.
The dynasty has come back!
Join us this Saturday as the Bison battle the Southern Illinois Salukis in a Missouri Valley showdown. Our coverage begins at 1:30 on your home for Bison football. The Pioneer Seeds Bison Sports Network from Learfield.
It's Newstalk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. A morning talk brought to you this morning and every morning by our good friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument.
Okay, I ran across something funny during the break, and it's somebody had posted on Facebook, name a clothing variety or a brand that we wore way back when that the current generation has never heard of.
Oh.
You know the first one that comes to my mind? And I don't know where you fall in this if you're too young for this, but hash jeans.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Nope.
Okay, so that was before you.
For me, Jordache.
Jordache, okay. And not even just brands, but types of clothing that people have never heard of. Although I think today, it so doesn't matter what you wear. People are just a lot sloppier today, I think, than they used to be. And it doesn't, I mean, you wear your pajama pants to the grocery store. A lot of people do. But can you think of anything else? Hash jeans are the ones. And if you know what I'm talking about, I'm sure you had a pair. And they were kind of expensive at the time.
Yep.
And I want to say at the time, we probably spent $50 or maybe even $60 on them. And, you know, back in the 70s, that was an expensive pair of jeans. I think it still is. But, and they were real wide-legged, and then they were real kind of hip hugger.
Like bell-bottoms?
Style. Yeah, but it was like a wide leg. It wasn't just, it didn't go down and then out. It was wide from the top down. And they were these, I mean, it was a lot of denim. No wonder they were so expensive because the legs were so wide. And then everybody wore the pocket of your hash jean.
Like a hair pick?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Only it was those big, dumb combs.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I remember. That's the first thing that I remember that, of course, people of this generation have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'd have to say Jordache jeans, thermocolor shirts, where if you got warm, like if you blew on them, they changed color.
Oh, gosh. I must have missed that. I don't remember that.
That was, I want to say I was in middle school.
How about mood rings?
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
I think they're still around.
I think they are, and I think they call them something else now. But
emotional support rings?
Maybe so. But I thought that was kind of funny. And I love when you get into a group of people and you throw something out like that, and then one thing, causes somebody to remember something else. That we have a game like that, and I forget what it's called, but it's this little box of cards. And basically what it is to generate conversation and break the ice if you've got a group of people. And it has stuff like that in there. And I think it's really funny because, it depends who's there, of course. But if you have a wide range of people, you get all these crazy answers. But I'm trying to think of some other things that maybe were like high school-ish for me. I know that people know what this is, but does anyone wear or buy a Letterman's jacket anymore?
Not really.
You don't see them.
My kids, Luke maybe thought about getting one at like the end of his senior year, and it's like you're supposed to get it, at the start of high school.
Well, yeah, what I remember is I remember my brother always having one. And
yeah, I had one.
And I think maybe I would from time to time wear one of his old ones, or maybe, I don't know, I'm sure it wasn't one of the, I think there was more than one at our house. But then, maybe like in my sophomore or junior year, they came out with the girl version of the Letterman's jacket.
Yep.
And that was the first that girls really had their own style of Letterman jacket. But you just don't see that anymore. You don't see kids doing that.
I see non-Fergus kids wear them.
Yeah?
Like Underwood, I've seen that, Ashby, but I guess I really haven't seen.
You know what? I think you're kind of right about that. How about class rings? Does anybody get the big honkin' class ring anymore?
Well,
do they?
Luke got one. Isaac got one. They weren't like the gigantic rings, but they were like a little bit more slimmed down.
Okay.
It was the style that they wanted.
Okay.
And so.
Do they wear it anymore?
I don't know if they ever wore it to start off with.
Okay, so those are funny things that have come and gone that I'm sure my grandkids, if I told them that people bought, rings their senior year, they'd go, really?
Well, I mean, I still got my class ring.
Do you?
Yeah.
I never got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. John still has his. In fact, every time I ask if I can throw it away, he tells me I can't, but it still sits in the same place in the drawer, always. And the kids think it's really funny because back in that day, it was the big honker. I mean, it was a big, ugly ring.
I'm trying to remember what my dad's looks like. I've seen my dad's, and it was kind of a weird, kind of a weirder one where it was like square, but it was a little different. I had the big honking one with the big, jewel in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Your birthstone, mine was peridot. So. Yeah, it's. But I'm trying to remember my dad's. My dad's was like had a little black on one side and then gold on the sides, and I don't know.
And I feel like there's so much variation in terms of what is in style and what is not. I think it's kind of like anything goes today. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're wearing jeans that hug your leg or the kind that have the big, big bells, or that that go halfway up your calf or that drag on the ground. It doesn't seem to matter.
The one thing that's in now that really wasn't in when I was in school is the mustache.
When did that come back? It's so creepy. I'm sorry. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Just a mustache.
Just a mustache.
No other facial hair, just the mustache.
I myself, I rock the goatee most of the year. And then coming up in...
But just a mustache?
Yeah, no.
Super creepy.
No.
Yeah, I think it's bad. But a lot of people have them. Between that and the big ugly beard, those are two styles on men that I can't get my head around. I remember one time John lost a bet, and I think we've talked about this before, and he shaved his goatee. When I met him, I think he had just a mustache. But in those days, that was okay.
That was fine,
That
yeah.
was cool, yeah. But as I look back at pictures, I thought, wow, how did I fall for that? I mean, that mustache, it
Yep.
was awful. So, and one time he lost a bet and had to shave his goatee. And he came home, when I saw him, I said, okay, I want you to start growing that back immediately. Don't do that again.
I had to laugh because Jen, I mean, I always had facial hair. I mean, I knew Jen years ago before I grew a beard or mustache or anything, or goatee or anything like that. And so she was always saying, oh, you should shave it, you should shave it, you should shave it. So for our 5th anniversary, I shaved off my goatee.
Oh, boy.
And she's like, let's grow that back.
Yeah, let's grow that back. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Don't do that again.
And so, yeah, there's a couple photos around our 5th anniversary where I don't have the goatee, but it's when I started here, that's when I started growing the goatee.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
I was 20 and I could barely grow facial hair, but, you know, it got better.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
And then
Well,
starting up in 2 days, I start my annual transition to the full beard.
oh, you do? Okay.
I wait
so-
for Jen's birthday. I will her birthday is
Okay.
on Thursday. I will shave, you know, make sure it's nice and shaved, and then the beard will
Okay.
form in the next couple weeks.
Okay, and then you keep that throughout the winter.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Is it really warmer?
Yeah.
It is.
When I shave it off in the spring, you get hit by the wind. You're like, you want to scream. It's awful. It's a
boy.
significant difference.
Okay. All right. Well, good to know. Okay, how about this one? Here's how the headline reads. Lottery winner hospitalized after a 3-month spending spree.
Wow.
So, yeah. Adam Lopez, 39 years old. He is a forklift driver from the UK, and he had to be hospitalized with bilateral pulmonary embolism after winning over $1.3 million on scratch-off tickets last July. He quit his job and spent 3 months partying and buying luxury items, including Range Rovers and a Barbados family trip. Okay,
He's
these-
just got a little over $1 million, and he's
Yeah.
wow. If I
Yeah,
won $1 million, I don't know if
luxury-
I'd quit my
a
job.
Range Rover, I don't even know what they cost. A couple $100,000 probably.
Yeah.
And Barbados, a family trip, can't be too inexpensive. Anyway, 1.3 million. Isn't it terrible that we kind of turn up our nose at that and say, oh, that's nothing. That's chump change, you know? Anyway, the blood clot in his leg spread to his lungs, leaving him unable to walk or breathe. So I don't know if it's due to all that shopping or traveling. It's allowed, he said, me to live a bit of a life I've never lived, but I think I went the wrong way about it. No kidding.
Well, that hospital bill is going to wipe that money
Yeah,
out.
don't you think? After 8 days at Norfolk and Norwich University Hospital, he called the health scare a wake-up call. It doesn't matter if you have 1 million, 100 million, 1 billion, or 1 trillion. When you're in the back of an ambulance, none of it matters. Oh, boy. Yeah. Too bad it took that to, to wake him up. Okay, well, I see North Dakota in a story here, so I'm just going to jump in. I haven't pre-read it, so surprise, everybody. Here we go, together. North Dakota, Delaware, and Idaho top the list of America's biggest Halloween fans.
Well, they got nothing else going on in North
Maybe
Dakota.
so. Scoring 4.2 out of a 5 in a survey of 5,000 Americans across all states. So the average American buys 4.5 candy bags per season, totaling 745.8 million pounds nationally. Well, I add a good chunk to that. Californians start planning earliest. They start thinking about next Halloween before Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Wow is right.
That's a level of organization I can't handle.
Yeah, me neither. Let's see what else. Some of them buy decorations before New Year's for the next Halloween. Arkansas residents watch the most scary movies, about 6.5 scary movies per season. New Yorkers carve 3.5 pumpkins and visit 4.4 neighborhoods while trick-or-treating. So that's how that shakes out. Yeah, I don't know.
I know in my neighborhood, there's 2 houses right across from each other that have the inflatables. And they spent thousands of dollars on
I
these
know people
inflatables.
who just have a ton of stuff in their yard, and they just love Halloween. Halloween is not one of those favorites for me.
I'm okay with it. I mean,
I love Halloween itself. The
Yep.
night, I love the kids trick or treating at my house. That I love about
I don't get any kids.
Halloween. But I don't decorate for Halloween. Those one day deals. I'm not a. We've said this before. I've said this before. I'm not a real big seasonal decorator just because I don't want all that stuff, and then you have to store it. So that's why I don't do it. But I know a lot of people just go crazy. In fact, we have some friends, and she had, it's like a whole little Halloween village, kind of like the Dickens village, where all these little buildings, and they're all lit up, and they've got all this cool stuff. And then he brought me into his garage, and there's this like scarecrow guy, like about my size, sitting, and he said, just reach into that bowl. And I'm like, no. Nope, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, I just couldn't make myself reach into the bowl. And I said, what's going to grab me? Nope, it's not going to grab you, I promise. I'm
Stand
like,
up.
oh, is there something icky in the bowl? Finally, I kept on to, I just couldn't make myself do it. And so he did it for me. And what happens is then all of a sudden he just sits up and, makes a noise and moves, and it scares you to bits,
Yeah, I've seen those at Spirit of Halloween.
Yeah. So anyway, well, Halloween is coming, and I've got all the candy. And you talked just a moment ago about a level of organization that you can't even imagine. I just want to tell you that I took my Christmas picture for my Christmas card over the weekend.
I think
I've already sent it to the printer.
I don't think we sent it to the printer, but I think Jan got everybody together and we took a photo in the summer that
I mean, you have to.
I think we're going to use.
We have all, as a whole family, only been together once this summer and now this last weekend, because we've got one that is graduating from college and living in Arizona. So, and the only reason he came back is last weekend's football game was homecoming for the Comets, and it was also senior night, and we have a senior. And so he wanted to surprise the kids and come back for that game.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was great. It was so much fun to see him. But I thought, well, as long as you guys are here, I don't care what anyone's wearing. I really don't even care about the backdrop. Everyone just get together. I'm going to snap a photo. And that's what we did. So anyway, so we've got, this year it's just going to be the grandkids. We're not even in it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're the most important anyway, right? Okay. How about this one? Traditional parenting practices fade as modern approaches take hold. What does that say? I think that's never a good idea.
It means somebody in some building on a campus said, we are going to start parenting this way. And they wrote a book and they wrote a thesis and they put it online.
I think you're right. And so what they're doing, they now emphasize child health and well-being over traditional methods.
I like to have my kid healthy.
Yeah, yes,
kind of
healthy.
Common sense.
Okay, so nearly half choose, this is another term that's got to be driven over with a big truck. Gentle parenting. What that means is you let your kids walk all over you and they turn into these rotten, despicable, awful people.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It's gentle parenting. We can't tell them no.
Yeah, so gentle parenting avoids punishments, fostering calm, non-judgmental environments that prevent blame or shame.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
You can just name your kid Karen.
Oh, my gosh. They're just going to turn into horrid
monsters.
Yes. Don't do that. Remember when, this was probably way before you too, but kids that they referred to as latchkey kids. Do you remember hearing that term?
I think we used turnkey kids, where you go home.
Yeah, and you've got a key to your house because mom and dad aren't home.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, some declining practices include people who actually make their own baby food. I know a lot of people who do because they know what they're putting into it. Yeah. Reward charts, gone by the wayside. I think that's a good thing. And letting children experience boredom. You know, I remember growing up and saying, you know, I'm bored. And my mom would be like,
find something to do.
Are you kidding? You're bored? Get outside.
Yep.
Find something to do. And we did.
Yeah.
You know, and clearly I don't have a very good memory of that long ago, but I don't remember saying I'm bored very many times.
Oh, I said I'm bored all the time, and my parents said the same thing. Find something to do.
Yeah, well, because we were never home. We were always out on our bikes. And you know what? If I rode as many miles on my bike today as I did before I got my driver's license, man, I'd be so thin. Because that's how we got around. We didn't have cell phones to find out where people were, and we couldn't drive, so you just got on your bike and you rode to all the haunts, you know, to the softball diamonds and Pebble Lake and wherever, just to find kids. You know, that's what we did. So we weren't bored because we always had stuff to do. Oh, I feel like it's one of those back in the old days.
When I was a youngster.
Yeah, kind of is that. All right. Do we have time for 2 questions?
Oh, yeah.
They're super easy. You're going to rock these. Well, maybe this one. You'll be close. How deep in the ocean is the wreckage of the Titanic?
Oh.
I'm going to give you some leeway here.
1,300 feet.
Well, give it to me in miles.
Oh, miles. Let's go 1.5 miles.
2.4.
Yeah.
So.
It's one of those things I heard a lot with
I know. We hear it and we hear it. Okay, this one. Which planet is known for its rings?
Well, there's multiple ones that have rings, but I'm going to go Saturn.
Yeah, Saturn is the one. Okay, good job. All right, well, I guess that kind of brings us to the end of time here, at least for this show. So thank you for joining us. Of course, we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.